Is an avoidant hiding something from you? And if you're an avoidant watching this, do you maybe not realize how much you hide from your partner? Maybe there's things about yourself that you feel more comfortable doing in private, or certain behaviors you have that you just feel like you can only do alone and not around your partner. And maybe you don't realize that inadvertently gives off this feeling to your partner like you're pushing them away. That's what I want to talk about in this video. Sometimes some of us avoidants can feel like there's parts of ourselves that we just don't feel comfortable with our partner seeing, or even our friends, even other family members. And actually, this video is a continuation of my last video, which is about why us avoidants can have an out for ourselves, every man for ourselves mentality and behaviors, and struggle to do something special for others, include them in our day-to-day life, our routines, stuff like that. So definitely check that out if you haven't. It's in the description, also in the cards appearing on the screen. I ended that video talking about how one of the reasons that we can not think of others and to do things with others and include others is because sometimes we can feel weird when it does occur to us. It's like we can talk ourselves out of it because it's too vulnerable or too scary to show to our partner. So I ended that video talking about how sometimes when my boyfriend stays over, I'll prefer if he leaves in the morning instead of him sticking around to like have breakfast with me, and I don't know, maybe we hang out more and then go to lunch. I'll prefer if he leaves because of certain things I just feel so embarrassed about, or I can't have him see certain things about me. I have so much shame about it. So I wanted to share about that in this video. But first, if you're brand new here, welcome to Confessions of an Avoidant. If you're not, welcome back. My name is Wando. If you're not sure if you're dating an avoidant, but you think maybe you are, you want some clarity, I do have a quiz, an Are You Dating an Avoidant quiz. It's linked in the description, so be sure to check that out. Before I'm super vulnerable and I share the thing that I feel super uncomfortable with my partner always seeing, even though he knows about it, but there's certain aspects of it that I'm just like, I just need to be alone sometimes to be like this. Before I get into that, I thought I would share other examples of numerous other things that an avoidant person might be experiencing. So one is their home. Maybe if you spend more time at their place than they do at yours, but there will be times where they don't want you to come over. It could be because maybe their home is very cluttered, very messy. Maybe they hoard. And those times that you are over are the times where they've gathered the energy to actually clean or make it presentable. Another example is idiosyncrasies. So the Oxford Dictionary's definition of idiosyncrasy is a mode of behavior or way of thought peculiar to an individual. So this could be something like cracking your knuckles when you are very, very nervous. And so many people have commented on it in the past. So you feel really self-conscious about it. Or it could be like constant cleaning and being very uptight about cleanliness. And people have talked about how high-strung you are about it. Whatever. It could be so many things. Leave an example of your idiosyncrasy in the comments. Another thing, weight and appearance. So an avoidant, maybe they've been dating somebody or they've gone on dates with somebody, but they can pull away because they understand that letting someone in more requires more intimacy, that person seeing their body. I have someone very dear to me in my life who struggles with this a lot. They're very avoidant and they'll go on some dates or they'll start dating somebody, but then they're so insecure about their weight that they just can't get close to people and their romantic life just stays stagnant for years. Another thing is mental illness. I've talked about my ex-boyfriend numerous times on here who was very DA. Something he opened up to me about after we broke up and we were just friends and he has a new girlfriend now, whatever. They've been on and off like 80 million times. Anyway, I digress. One thing he opened up to me about is that he got diagnosed with bipolar. And whether it's the mania or the lowness of the bipolar, I can only imagine how there were times during our relationship where he felt like he had to hide that and felt like he couldn't share that with me, which makes me sad. I think I'm a very supportive, understanding person, but as an avoidant person, I also understand very well that there's just, when you're avoidant, you feel so uncomfortable showing certain aspects of yourself because it just feels too raw, too vulnerable. Another thing is being in a very business or career oriented season of your life as an avoidant person, where they're very focused on reaching business goals, career goals. They might feel like their ambition, their goals, how hard they're trying is something that they have to hide. Maybe because they feel like their partner or friends or whoever can't relate to it. Maybe they feel embarrassed by their ambition. It could be numerous reasons, but they feel like they are safe and most productive when they're just like in their own really world and nothing else is interfering with it and nothing else will judge it. Another thing is goals and routines. So some avoidant people can be on some mission and that maybe it might require an alternate lifestyle. So for example, someone who's very big on their goals and routines might be someone who is super into, I'm thinking of a specific person who's very avoidant, super into staying in shape and like doing all these ultra marathons. It's their entire life. They are not good at including their romantic partners for a decade now, and they're very, very kind of strict life. And their partners are never having those same goals and those same routines. Maybe some avoidants, like this particular person I'm thinking of, even pursue certain super niche goals and routines because it's a subconscious way of keeping their partner at arm's length. I think I'm just having like a hypothesis here. And the last example is to go along with idiosyncrasies. Could be dealing with a disorder or maybe sufficient traits of a disorder, maybe not the full-blown disorder. And this is my thing. I am OCD. You know, there's a lot that my partner is aware of and knows about, but there's just certain things that like I feel like when he's over at my place, I have to like fight and put on hold. And it's almost like holding my breath until he leaves my place. I think this happens a lot with when I want to like eat breakfast. There'll be some times where I'll wait until he leaves to eat breakfast. And just to give extra context, my boyfriend does have to leave in the mornings. We both work. I work remotely from home. He owns several businesses, so he's always running around and has random hours and has so many people needing him all the time. So it's not like I'm quick to kick him out in the morning because we both have to work. So it's more like sometimes he would like to stay a little longer and hang out more, whereas I would like to be alone. Not every morning, but a lot. So he'll just get something to eat on the way to his meetings and whatnot. Even though I want to cook breakfast for both of us, but then I get in my head, I'm like, oh, what if he doesn't like my cooking? My avoidant voice is telling me that, especially because he's a really good cook. I'll get in my head about OCD things and be like, oh, like I'm going to be like so OCD about certain things and have to bite my tongue about certain things bothering me. Maybe you can guess what my OCD is about. But like sometimes the OCD of it all will make me like talk myself out of being like, no, stay over, babe. So this is something I am working on, and I have let him stay over more and more and more because one, I know it's helping me with my avoidance, it's helping me with my OCD, and it's creating more closeness with him. And I'm getting better at like cooking breakfast for him or him staying longer and cooking breakfast, us cooking breakfast together. Yeah, that's also a message for anyone who's avoidant watching this. I feel like the more I let my boyfriend in on about me that I feel uncomfortable about, the more like relieved I feel. So That's it for this video. I hope that you guys liked it. If you did, then please click the like button and subscribe if you are watching all my videos and you're not subscribed yet. I'll see you in the next video.